What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little different. Something that's going to test your knowledge and maybe even teach you a thing or two about one of the most hardworking organs in your body, your liver. We're going to play a game, a quiz, to see just how much you know about the foods that help keep your liver healthy and functioning at its best. I'm going to present you with 10 questions, each with a few options. Your job is to pick the answer you think is correct. Think of it as a fun, interactive way to learn about nutrition. I want you all to play along with me. For each question, I'll give you about a minute to think it over and lock in your answer. This isn't about getting a perfect score, but about engaging with the material and understanding the why behind each correct answer. Your liver does so much for you, from filtering toxins to aiding digestion, so giving it the right fuel is incredibly important. This quiz is designed to highlight some of the best foods you can incorporate into your diet for optimal liver health. Ready to see how you stack up? Grab a piece of paper to keep score, or just keep a mental tally. After each question and the 1-minute timer, I'll reveal the correct answer and we'll dive into the science behind it. Make sure you drop your final score in the comments section below when we're done. I'm genuinely curious to see how you all do. Let's get started with the first question and put your healthy eating knowledge to the test. All right, let's kick things off with our very first question. We're diving right into the world of green vegetables, which are often hailed as superfoods for a reason. Pay close attention to the options and think about the specific compounds each one contains. Question number 1. Which of the following green foods is best known for supporting liver detox? Is it A, spinach, B, kale, or C, broccoli? Take a moment to think about it. All of these are healthy, no doubt, but one of them has a particular reputation for helping out the liver's detoxification pathways. I'll start the 1-minute timer on the screen now. While you're thinking, let's consider what detox really means in a medical sense. Your liver has 2 main phases of detoxification. Phase 1 involves enzymes that neutralize toxins, and Phase 2 involves conjugating or attaching other molecules to these toxins to make them water-soluble so they can be excreted from the body. The food we're looking for is a powerhouse at supporting this process. Have you got your answer locked in? Are you team spinach, team kale, or team broccoli? It's a tough choice because all greens offer benefits. Spinach is packed with antioxidants, and kale is a nutrient-dense champion. But we're looking for the one that's best known for this specific liver-supporting role. The clock is ticking down. Make your choice, and the time is up. If you guessed C, broccoli, you are absolutely correct. Give yourself 1 point. Broccoli, and other cruciferous vegetables like it, are rich in compounds called glucosinolates. When you chop or chew broccoli, these glucosinolates are converted into biologically active compounds, like sulforaphane. Sulforaphane is a rock star when it comes to liver health. It's been shown in studies to increase the production of Phase 2 detoxification enzymes, essentially helping your liver to more efficiently process and eliminate harmful substances. So, while spinach and kale are fantastic additions to any diet, broccoli's specific ability to boost these crucial detox enzymes gives it the edge in this particular question. It's a perfect example of how different foods can have unique and specific benefits for our organs. Great job if you got that one right. Let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to question number 2. This one is all about carbohydrates, a macronutrient that often gets a bad rap. But not all carbs are created equal, especially when it comes to your liver's health. So, let's see if you know the difference. The question is, which type of carbohydrate is better for liver health? Is it A, white rice, or B, brown rice? This one might seem a little more straightforward, but the reasons why are incredibly important to understand. I'm starting the timer now. Take a minute to consider the processing and fiber content of these 2 options. When we talk about liver health, one of the biggest concerns is non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or NAFLD. This condition is becoming increasingly common and is often linked to diet, particularly high intake of refined carbohydrates and sugars. These can lead to fat accumulation in the liver, causing inflammation and damage over time. So, as you're weighing your options, think about which of these 2 types of rice is less processed and how that impacts your body's response. How does your body handle the glucose from each one? Does it cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, or is it a more gradual release? This is a key factor for liver health. You should have your answer by now. Is it the fluffy, quick-cooking white rice or the heartier, nuttier brown rice? The minute is almost up. Lock in your answer. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is B, brown rice. Pat yourself on the back if you got that one. Here's why. Brown rice is a whole grain. This means it contains all parts of the grain: the bran, germ, and endosperm. The bran and germ are where most of the fiber, vitamins, and minerals are found. This fiber is crucial. It slows down the digestion and absorption of the carbohydrate, leading to a more gradual increase in blood sugar and insulin levels. This puts less stress on your liver. White rice, on the other hand, has had the bran and germ removed, leaving only the starchy endosperm. This makes it a refined carbohydrate. It's digested very quickly, causing a rapid spike in blood sugar. Over time, these frequent spikes can contribute to insulin resistance and the buildup of fat in the liver. So, choosing whole grains like brown rice is a simple but powerful switch for supporting your liver. Alright, on to question number 3. We've talked about greens and carbs. Now let's tackle fats. Just like with carbs, fats are not all bad. In fact, some are essential for our health and can even be protective. This question focuses on that very idea. Here it is. What healthy fat can help reduce liver inflammation? Your options are A, butter, B, coconut oil, or C, avocado. Take a minute to think. All of these are sources of fat, but they have very different profiles and effects on the body, particularly on inflammation, which is a key driver of liver damage. The clock is ticking. As you ponder, remember that inflammation is the body's natural response to injury or threat, but chronic, low-grade inflammation can be incredibly damaging, and the liver is very susceptible to it. Conditions like fatty liver disease can progress to more serious inflammation, called steatohepatitis, which can lead to scarring or cirrhosis. So, we're looking for a food that contains fats known for their anti-inflammatory properties. Butter is a saturated fat from an animal source. Coconut oil is a plant-based saturated fat, high in medium-chain triglycerides. And avocado is famous for its monounsaturated fats. Which of these fat profiles is most beneficial for calming inflammation in the liver? Final moments to decide: butter, coconut oil, or avocado. Make your final choice. And that's time. If you chose C, avocado, you are correct. Add another point to your score. Avocados are nutritional powerhouses for a reason. Avocados are packed with monounsaturated fats, specifically oleic acid, which is the same type of healthy fat found in olive oil. These fats have been consistently linked in research to reduced inflammation throughout the body. Furthermore, avocados contain unique antioxidants, including glutathione, which we'll talk more about later. Studies have suggested that regular consumption of avocados may help protect the liver from damage. While butter and coconut oil have their places in cooking, their high saturated fat content means they don't offer the same anti-inflammatory benefits. In fact, diets high in certain saturated fats can contribute to liver fat accumulation. So, when you're looking for a fat to fight inflammation, avocado is a clear winner. Question number 4 is up next, and we're rounding out our macronutrient tour with protein. Protein is vital for repairing tissues, including liver cells. But the source of that protein matters a great deal for your liver's overall workload and health. Let's see what you know. Which protein source is most liver-friendly? Is it A, fried chicken, B, a processed deli meat sandwich, or C, grilled salmon? Take your minute to think this through. Consider not just the protein itself, but the entire package, the cooking method, the other fats involved, and any processing. The timer starts now. When the liver is damaged, its ability to process protein can be affected. More importantly, the type of fat that comes along with your protein can have a huge impact. Some cooking methods and processing can introduce compounds that are stressful for the liver to handle. Think about the options. Fried chicken. What does frying do? It adds a lot of fat, often unhealthy fats, and can create inflammatory compounds at high heat. A deli meat sandwich. Processed meats are often high in sodium and preservatives like nitrates, which can be taxing on the liver. Then there's grilled salmon. What do we know about salmon? You should be zeroing in on an answer now. It's a question of the protein source and how it's prepared. Which one is the cleanest, most beneficial option for an organ that has to filter everything you consume? Final seconds on the clock, and time's up. The correct answer is, of course, C, grilled salmon. Salmon is an excellent choice for several reasons. First, grilling is a much healthier cooking method than frying, as it doesn't add excess unhealthy fats. Second, and most importantly, salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These are powerful anti-inflammatory fats that have been shown to help reduce fat in the liver and improve liver enzyme levels in people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Fried chicken and processed deli meats, on the other hand, are on the list of foods to limit for liver health. The high load of unhealthy fats, sodium, and preservatives puts a significant strain on the liver. By choosing a clean, grilled source of protein that's also packed with healthy fats like salmon, you're doing your liver a huge favor. 2 points if you knew that one. We're at the halfway point. Question number 5. Let's circle back to green foods for this one, but with a different focus. We're looking at a specific compound found in many green plants that has a unique cleansing property. Here's the question. Which green food contains chlorophyll that helps cleanse the liver? Is it A, iceberg lettuce, B, celery, or C, wheatgrass? You have 1 minute. Think about the vibrancy of the green color in these options. A deeper green often indicates a higher concentration of certain nutrients. Chlorophyll is the pigment that gives plants their green color and allows them to absorb energy from light through photosynthesis. In the human body, it's thought to have some interesting effects. Some research suggests it can bind to potential carcinogens and other toxins, helping to prevent them from being absorbed by the body and reducing the burden on the liver. So, which of these options is the most concentrated source of this powerful green pigment? Iceberg lettuce is famously light in color and high in water content. Celery has a nice green hue, for sure. But then there's wheatgrass, which is known for its incredibly intense, deep green color, often consumed as a concentrated shot. The clock is winding down. Have you made your choice? Iceberg lettuce, celery, or the vibrant wheatgrass? Lock it in. And time. The answer is C, wheatgrass. If you got that, you're doing great. Wheatgrass is essentially the young grass of the common wheat plant. It's harvested early and is exceptionally rich in nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, and most relevant to our question, chlorophyll. Because it's consumed in such a concentrated form, like a juice or a shot, you get a massive dose of chlorophyll. This high concentration of chlorophyll is believed to help neutralize toxins in the body, support healthy liver function, and protect it from oxidative stress. While celery and other green vegetables also contain chlorophyll, they don't come close to the sheer density found in a shot of wheatgrass. It's a potent way to get a blast of this liver-supporting compound. Okay, question number 6. We've talked about healthy fats, but it's just as important, if not more so, to know which fats to avoid to protect your liver. This question tests your knowledge on the worst offender. The question is, which kind of fat should be avoided to protect liver health? Your options are A, monounsaturated fats, B, polyunsaturated fats, or C, trans fats. Take a minute to think about where these fats come from and what they do in the body. One of these is notoriously bad for your entire cardiovascular system and your liver. The timer is on. Let's break it down. Monounsaturated fats, as we learned with avocados, are generally considered healthy. They're found in things like olive oil, nuts, and seeds. Polyunsaturated fats, which include omega-3s and omega-6s, are also essential for health when consumed in the right balance. We find them in fatty fish, walnuts, and flax seeds. Then we have trans fats. These are the real villains of the fat world. There are naturally occurring trans fats in small amounts in some animal products, but the main ones to worry about are artificial trans fats, also known as partially hydrogenated oils. These are created by an industrial process that adds hydrogen to liquid vegetable oils to make them more solid. You'll find these artificial trans fats in many processed foods, fried foods, commercial baked goods like cookies and cakes, and margarine. They are used because they are cheap and extend shelf life. But what do they do to your liver? The clock is ticking down. Make your choice. And time is up. The answer is C, trans fats. This one should have been a slam dunk for many of you. Trans fats are unequivocally bad for you. They raise your bad LDL cholesterol, lower your good HDL cholesterol, and create massive amounts of inflammation. For the liver, they are particularly damaging. They promote fat accumulation in the liver and are strongly linked to the development and progression of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Many health authorities around the world have have taken steps to ban or phase out artificial trans fats from the food supply, but it's still crucial to read labels. If you see partially hydrogenated oil in the ingredients list, that's a red flag. Avoiding trans fats is one of the single best dietary changes you can make for your liver health. Let's move on to something a little sweeter with question number 7. Fruits are full of vitamins and antioxidants, but some have specific compounds that are particularly beneficial for the liver. Let's see if you know which one we're talking about. Here is your question. What fruit contains antioxidants that may protect the liver? The options are A, grapefruit, B, banana, or C, watermelon. You have 1 minute to decide. All of these are healthy fruits, but one stands out in the research for its liver protective qualities. The timer has started. Think about the unique compounds in these fruits. Bananas are famous for potassium. Watermelon is incredibly hydrating and contains lycopene. But what about grapefruit? It has a unique, slightly bitter taste, which is often a clue that there are some powerful plant compounds at play. The antioxidants we're looking for in this case are unique to this specific fruit. They've been studied in both animal and human models for their ability to reduce inflammation and protect liver cells from damage. They seem to work by reducing the development of hepatic fibrosis, which is the dangerous buildup of scar tissue in the liver. So, which fruit is it? The potassium-rich banana, the hydrating watermelon, or the tangy grapefruit? Your time is almost up. Lock in that final answer. Okay, time's up. The correct answer is A, grapefruit. Grapefruit contains 2 main antioxidants that give it its liver protective reputation, naringenin and naringin. These antioxidants have been shown in multiple studies to help protect the liver by reducing inflammation and preventing damage. They can help decrease the amount of fat in the liver and increase the enzymes that burn fat, helping to prevent excess fat from accumulating. It's a great example of how including a variety of fruits in your diet can provide unique benefits. One important note, however. Grapefruit and grapefruit juice can interact with a number of common medications by affecting how they are metabolized by the liver and intestines. So, if you're on any medication, it's crucial to talk to your doctor or pharmacist before making grapefruit a regular part of your diet. For question number 8, we're revisiting the topic of carbohydrates, but from the opposite angle. We already identified a good carb. Now it's time to pinpoint a bad one that's a known contributor to liver problems. Here's the question. Which of these is a refined carbohydrate that can contribute to fatty liver? Is it A, quinoa, B, white pasta, or C, oats? Take a minute to analyze these options. One of them is highly processed and can wreak havoc on your blood sugar and, consequently, your liver. The clock is ticking. Let's evaluate the candidates. Quinoa is a pseudo-cereal, often grouped with whole grains. It's a complete protein and is rich in fiber and nutrients. Oats, especially steel-cut or rolled oats, are a classic whole grain, famous for their soluble fiber content, which is great for heart and metabolic health. Then we have white pasta. Think about how it's made. It's typically made from refined wheat flour, meaning the bran and germ have been stripped away, just like with white rice. What does this lack of fiber and nutrients mean for your body when you eat it? How does your liver have to respond to this type of food? As you consider this, remember the link between refined carbs, blood sugar spikes, insulin resistance, and the accumulation of fat in the liver, or NAFLD. The food we're looking for is a primary example of this metabolic chain reaction. Final seconds. Make your choice. And time is up. The correct answer is B, white pasta. White pasta is a classic example of a refined carbohydrate. Because the fiber has been removed, your body digests it very quickly, converting it into sugar that floods your bloodstream. This causes a rapid spike in blood glucose and a large release of insulin to manage it. Over time, a diet high in foods like this can lead to insulin resistance. When your cells become resistant to insulin, your pancreas has to pump out even more. High insulin levels are a signal to your body to store fat, and the liver is a prime location for this fat storage. This process, called de novo lipogenesis, is a key driver of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Choosing whole wheat pasta, quinoa, or other whole grains instead is a much healthier option for your liver. We're down to the last 2 questions. For question 9, we're back to green vegetables, but we're hunting for a very specific, powerful antioxidant that's often called the master antioxidant. Here's your question. Which green food is rich in glutathione, a liver-supporting antioxidant? Is it A, cucumber, B, green beans, or C, asparagus? You have 1 minute. Think about which of these vegetables might have the most complex and potent nutritional profile. The timer is on. Glutathione is a critical antioxidant produced by our own bodies, with high concentrations found in the liver. It plays a vital role in neutralizing free radicals, detoxifying harmful substances, and maintaining the health of our cells. While our body makes it, certain foods can provide glutathione directly or provide the building blocks our body needs to produce more of it. Let's look at the options. Cucumber is very hydrating and has some nutrients, but it's not known as a glutathione powerhouse. Green beans are a solid vegetable choice, providing fiber and vitamins. But what about asparagus? It has a very distinct flavor and is known to be a nutrient-dense vegetable. We're looking for the food that is a particularly good source of this master antioxidant, which is crucial for helping the liver handle its immense workload of detoxification and metabolic processes. The clock is winding down. Cucumber, green beans, or asparagus? And that's time. The answer is C, asparagus. Asparagus is one of the best dietary sources of preformed glutathione. This is a huge benefit as it directly supplies the liver with this critical compound. Having adequate glutathione levels is essential for protecting the liver from oxidative stress generated during detoxification of drugs, pollutants, and other toxins. Studies have shown that glutathione levels can be depleted in individuals with liver disease, so boosting levels through diet can be very beneficial. While your body can synthesize it from amino acids found in other foods, getting it directly from sources like asparagus, spinach, and avocados gives your liver a helping hand. Great job if you knew that one. All right, this is it. The final question. Question number 10. We're finishing up with protein again, but this time with a focus on which type is gentler on the liver, especially during a period where you're trying to support its natural detoxification processes. Here's the final question. Which protein type is easier on the liver in a detox phase? Is it A, plant-based proteins, or B, animal-based proteins? This is a broader category question, so think about the overall metabolic load and byproducts of digesting these two types of protein. Your last minute starts now. When your body metabolizes protein, it produces ammonia as a byproduct. Ammonia is toxic, and it's the liver's job to convert it into a much less harmful substance called urea, which can then be safely excreted by the kidneys. When the liver is stressed or compromised, this process can become more difficult. So, the question is, which type of protein generally produces less of this toxic byproduct and is easier for a taxed liver to handle? Think about the composition of plant proteins versus animal proteins. Plant proteins often come packaged with fiber and other beneficial compounds, while animal proteins can be higher in certain amino acids that produce more ammonia. This is a key concept in nutritional support for people with advanced liver disease, but the principle applies to anyone looking to reduce the metabolic load on their liver. Have you got your final answer? Plant-based or animal-based? Time is up. The correct answer is A, plant-based proteins. Here's the reasoning. In general, the digestion and metabolism of plant-based proteins from sources like beans, lentils, tofu, and nuts tend to generate less ammonia compared to animal-based proteins like red meat and even poultry. This reduced ammonia load means less work for the liver. Furthermore, plant-based proteins are often rich in fiber, which helps with gut health and the excretion of toxins. They also tend to be lower in saturated fat. For someone looking to support their liver, shifting the balance of their protein intake more towards plant sources can be a very effective strategy to reduce the metabolic burden on this vital organ. It's not about eliminating animal protein entirely, but about finding a healthier, more plant-forward balance. And that's a wrap. We've made it through all 10 questions. How did you do? First off, congratulations for taking the time to complete the quiz and invest in your health knowledge. It's not always easy to know which foods are genuinely good for us, especially for an organ like the liver that we can't see or feel directly. I hope this quiz has shed some light on the simple, everyday choices you can make to support your liver's health, from choosing brown rice over white pasta to adding some grapefruit or asparagus to your shopping cart. Now for the moment of truth. Tally up your points and let me know your score in the comments section down below. Were you a liver health rookie or a seasoned pro? Did any of the answers surprise you? I'd love to hear which question you found the most challenging, or what new fact you learned today. The goal here is to start a conversation and learn from each other, so don't be shy about sharing your results and your thoughts. If you enjoyed this quiz format and want to see more content like this that tests your knowledge on different aspects of health and wellness, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Your support means the world and allows me to keep creating content that helps you live a healthier, more informed life. Thanks so much for watching and playing along. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.